What's up, guys? Welcome back to another Midday Joyride. My name is Matt. I appreciate you taking the time out of your day to check out this video. Right off the bat, if you enjoy what you hear, if you're liking what you're seeing so far, do me a huge favor, hit the subscribe and the like button down below. It makes a huge difference. And let's get into it. I'm not gonna lie to you guys, this is not a topic that I'm excited to talk about. This is not a video I want to do, to be honest with you. I've been kicking this idea around a lot in the back of my head. I've been thinking about everything about this topic, and it just comes down to, honestly, man, I don't want to talk about this. I don't want to acknowledge this. And I think because of how badly I want to avoid it, it actually means I need to talk about it. I think this is something that I have to get out of my head. I have to get off my chest, so to speak. I think it's something that needs to be said. So, hi, my name is Matt. I have imposter syndrome. And if you don't know what imposter syndrome is, it basically means that despite my knowledge, my experience, despite knowing that I know what I'm talking about, I feel like no matter what, I'm an imposter, I'm a fraud, I shouldn't be doing what I'm doing. I have no right to talk about what I'm talking about. I'm a fraud, basically, and that's what I think all the time. It's a huge issue, to be honest. Like, it's impacted my career, it's impacted my relationship, it's impacted this entire experience. It sucks to say, but I have imposter syndrome. I'm afraid that I'm not a good enough designer to be a designer. I'm afraid that despite getting through, like, being towards the end of my master's degree, that I don't know enough about marketing to work in marketing, despite that being the job that I have that pays the bills and allows me to do this. I think that I'm not qualified enough to be a motovlogger, which, if you watch any how to be a motovlogger video, is ridiculous because I have a motorcycle, a camera, and I can speak, and an internet connection. I guess that's important too. But like, I have all of the requirements to be a motovlogger, yet I feel like an imposter every time I try to say, like, oh yeah, like, hey, go follow my YouTube channel. Like, hey, I'm super excited to be launching a YouTube channel. I'm excited to have this out in the world, which I am. I'm super excited to have, but it feels like I don't deserve it. It feels like, you know, the textbook definition of imposter syndrome. I'm afraid that someone's going to be like, what the hell do you think you're doing? Like, you have no right to talk about this. You're a fraud. And that's a shit feeling. But I guess, like I said in the intro, the idea that I've had this in the back of my head, it's been stopping me from posting videos, from recording, and it's kind of bullshit. It's a bullshit excuse. So, full disclosure, as I'm filming this right now, I have yet to post my first video to YouTube. I have yet to post the first vlog that hopefully you guys have seen. If you haven't, linked down below. Please check that one out too. Shameless plug. No, I haven't brought myself to post my first video because every time that I look at the finished edit on my laptop, my imposter syndrome tells me, like, you're not good enough to post this. This isn't a good enough product to put in the world. And maybe part of it is that I'm also a bit of a perfectionist. I don't like to put out things that aren't perfect, and I've been working on this motto since I was in design school. I've been working on believing the motto that done is better than perfect. but even more so now, I'm really working on that. Because you don't get experience from making things perfect. You get experience from getting shit done, putting it out there, like making it happen, and then moving on and doing it again and doing the next thing. That's where experience comes from. And despite knowing that that's where experience comes from, and despite knowing that I'm never going to get better if I never put stuff out there, if I never get the comments from people who say, hey man, your voice sounds terrible, or like your bike's dumb, or like whatever horrible, not that those are horrible, but those are, PG horrible, whatever crap things people say on the internet, because people say shit they would never say in person on the internet. But getting that kind of feedback is important. It's an important part of growth, and it's something that I've been afraid of. I haven't posted a video yet, but I'm already hearing people tell me, your opinion's dumb, you're dumb, your voice sucks, your bike's stupid, blah, 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 blah. And that's never happened. Like, nobody's ever said that to me or typed it out in a message board, because nothing exists for them to do that. So will they? I mean, yeah, probably. Like I said, people suck. But there will also be people who are like, oh man, I really like this view, or I really like this aspect of what you just said, or like, just in general, like the videos and the content that I put out. So this, I guess, is me saying I'm going to put out content. I'm going to acknowledge I have imposter syndrome. I am not an imposter. I am a content creator. I create content all the time, but does it count if you don't put it out? Probably not. So I'm going to make that commitment to put out the content that I'm making. I swear, every time somebody drives past me and I'm talking with my hands like that, they have to look at themselves and be like, what the hell is wrong with that dude? Like, what is he doing? Because I talk with my hands a lot. Obviously, you guys are here, you know this. That's the main topic of what I'm saying here today, is just that idea that, like, I have acknowledged this issue that I have, but that's not going to stop me. And I think that it's really important to say this, because for a long time it did stop me. It stopped me from putting out some designs that I think are rad, from making products that I want to have, own, wear, display, whatever. The fact that I've had this voice in the back of my head always telling me you're not good enough to put that out, has stopped me from putting them out. So I'm working on growing, and I'm also here to tell you that if you have that voice, that voice. Just because you have that thought doesn't make it real. And that it's important to work around that, and honestly, it's important to you as a person, or I guess I can't speak for you. It's important to me as a person to be able to tell that voice, yeah, I know that I've had this thought, but you know what? F off. I'm doing it anyway. This is who I am. This is what I'm doing. And despite not feeling worth it, here it is. And I'm going to keep doing that. And I'm going to make that commitment to do that. And I think that it's important that if you have something like that holding you back, I think it's important for you to make that decision also. There's a health and wellness content creator. Her name is Beth Manos Bricky, formerly known as Tasty Yummies. She has this really good mantra that says, if you want to do something, you will. And I'm gonna paraphrase it, and I'm probably gonna butcher it, and I'm sorry if you're listening, Beth, but you're not. Nobody is. The mantra is basically, if you want something bad enough, you're going to do it. You're going to make it happen. If something matters to you, you're going to do what it takes to do it. And if you tell yourself that you want to do something, but you're not making space for it, then you don't want it bad enough. And I believe she says that, do you not have time, or is it not a priority? And to be honest, my issue recently has been the latter. I've barely written in the last couple months, and let alone recording anything. So I haven't been making it a priority while also telling myself, like, yeah, I'm a motovlogger, I'm a content creator, this is what I do. But I'm not doing it, and I'm not being what I say I am, so I'm being inauthentic. And that's always been a big issue for me, is being inauthentic. It's a really big point of pride for me to be an authentic person and to be genuine. It's a big part of who I am, is to say that I'm an authentic, genuine person, or that I believe that of myself. So basically, I'm saying I'm going to start practicing what I preach. I'm making that commitment that I'm putting out content. I just want to say, like, that's the reason I've been a little scarce lately. That's, hopefully you guys won't have noticed, but if you have, that's why. And I'm working on getting over it. It's probably a topic that I'll cover more in the future. I think it's important and that it is worthy of being spoken about. But I guess that's where I'm at. That's how I'm feeling, and I felt the need to, like I said, because I didn't want to do this video, I thought it was even that much more important that I come out and do it. Hopefully just talking about it makes it go away. So I want to thank you guys for coming along on this joyride with me, this midday joyride with me. I want to thank you for subscribing, liking this video. If you're really enjoying hanging out and listening to what I have to say, go ahead and ring that bell. You'll get notified every time I put out a video. And that tells YouTube that you care about my content. It lets more people find me. I appreciate that. I guess I'm going to wrap with this and say, you're only an imposter if the thing that you say that you are, or the thing that you say that you're doing, isn't true. So simply doing it removes that feeling of an imposter, right? It removes the credibility to the imposter syndrome. So if you guys have something that you've been putting off doing, let me know in the comments. Let me know what it is. Let me know why. If you sympathize with the feeling of imposter syndrome, if you've ever had it before, let's get a dialogue going. Let's talk through it. Let's make some cool stuff happen, because there's no reason, especially in the world that we live in right now, there's no reason that we can't all be doing whatever it is that we want to be doing. There's no reason not to. So let's get the conversation going in the comments. Again, thank you guys so much for your time. Have a good one. Ride safe. Enjoy your own joyrides.